So I was kind of curious before starting our kind of second session back to Three Houses. How many hours do I have in this game anyway? And I guess we sort of found out the answer from like last session, I believe, anyway. But it's still kind of crazy to see. 255 hours or more. I would very much like to finish off this game and then not have to worry about it anymore, preferably. This is the start of a new month, I believe, so we're going to start out with like the good old weather report and such. Is the thing. This is going to be the last
Part
month
1.
before the time skip.
White
Clouds.
Lone
Moon.
To war.
So soon we'll have stuff that I haven't seen before I'm going in blind to, finally.
Together, the people of Fodlan relish the beauty of the brilliant moon overhead as another year ends. They recall sad partings and new acquaintances alike, but each person must still walk their chosen path alone. With each day, the presence of spring grows stronger, and yet a lone moon still haunts the sky, a silent reminder perhaps of some inescapable truth.
I turned up the volume recently for Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I think I'm going to turn it down a bit here because I don't want it to be like too loud and stuff. So maybe about here. I turned it down a couple decibels. So yeah, one of the biggest reasons that I did step away from this game is because I was tired of seeing like the first half over and over again. But after coming back to it now, finally like committing to it again, this session, we should finally get to stuff that I'll be going in blind to, because after, like, the midway point is when things are, like, finally new and different and exclusive to each route. So, like, maybe oh, we start halfway through the month! It's a shorter month! Oh, glorious day! Yes, I want to see the new... It's Harmonia's birthday this month. Oh, yeah, freaking March 4th. I was like, wait, what month is it right now? So it's March right now. Got a birthday gift from Claude. Received a letter from Claude. It's a gift, so I can, like, give it to somebody else. I got a freaking golden deer bracelet for my birthday. Whoa.
Unforgivable. I cannot fathom that the Adrestian Empire would embark on such a violent course of action.
Neither can I. It's like the third time they've done it.
I failed to see the wickedness within Edelgard's heart.
Since this is our third playthrough. Is she wicked? That's a good essay topic.
With ill-meaning strangers to achieve her own ambitions and defiled the holy tomb. If that is not wicked, what is? Or perhaps her ambitions are even grander than we know. Perhaps she is
even grander than defiling the holy tomb.
By demonizing the Church of Seros.
Adrestia received its very name through a divine oracle. To injure the goddess is a sin most foul that shall not be forgiven, nor forgotten.
Also, I just want to say, like, usually I don't interrupt cutscenes in, like, playthroughs, but this is our third playthrough of, like, the same first half. But once we get past, like, at the end of this month, once we get past the, whatever the heck, the freaking time skip point, that's when it's actually going to be new stuff that's exclusive to the route. So, like, I'm probably still going to be, like, interrupting a whole lot here and there in joking ways when I can and such. But after the time skip, I'm probably going to be interrupting, like, way less. Like, I probably still will, but, like, way less, since it's going to be new stuff. Whereas this is stuff that we've seen 3 times, so, like, you know. And hope you all are doing well today, Shiny Samurai and Guzma. Hey, it's freaking Shamir!
Welcome back, Shamir. Were you able to discern the Empire's movements?
Yes, they're coming from the Empire.
It is said that they will join forces with Edelgard's army and arrive within 2 weeks.
What, they're not already part of Edelgard's forces?
That is not enough time. It will require all of our efforts just to prepare our defenses before then.
For the final battle before the time skip.
To all surrounding villages at once. We must order the residents of Garreg Mach to flee for their lives.
It will be done.
Silently judging you.
Listen closely. If our enemy invades the
Professor,
monastery,
have you ever heard of Updog?
But to stand upon the battlefield. If something happens to me, I am entrusting my sacred duties to you.
Why me? Ugh, why can't it be like Seth?
By now, the truth of who you are.
Shia LaBeouf.
Perhaps I should say, your lost memories are surely beginning to return. I have acted all these long years as a mere proxy for you. But the duty is yours, and yours alone. Only you can lead the people of Fodlan.
Let's go lead them.
Rhea, please. You must tell me all that you know. I beg of you.
What is this updog you speak of?
That one is the progenitor god. Am I correct?
In a sense. Our dear professor is a vessel. One who carries the power of the progenitor god within. In time, the vessel will become one with the power contained within, and the progenitor god shall return to this world.
I see. I trust that you are aware of the questionable nature of this experiment. But I suppose there is no turning back.
I ask that you help our friend. And in doing so, help her. I am waiting and hoping for the moment when our creator rules this wayward land once more.
I understand. As ever, I will take you at your word.
Lady Rhea, brother, I will do my part as well.
Let me just say, I really, really don't like the image backgrounds of this game. Like, I've mentioned it here and there before, but especially when a character is walking up and it looks like they're almost like floating or kind of like walking on top of the freaking image that... One of the things that I don't understand about Three Houses to this day is why these kinds of cutscenes aren't actually within like the 3D models of the areas that do exist in game. Just shoot them in those areas that you've already constructed. It's not like, I don't know. I don't know why it's these freaking gross PNGs that's on top of instead.
Were you eavesdropping? Regardless, I am.
If it had to look like
it
it was existing on top
You
of
owe your
images,
life
why
to the
can't it look like
professor after
Pokemon
all.
Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team
in
DX?
the end, they may prove to be our brethren.
You have my gratitude, Sedith. And you as well, Flame. As followers of the progenitor god, it is up to us to see our mission through.
Well, there was that. But yeah, the images are kind of wacky there. Nightshade not giving any spoilers, but you're also playing this game. Nice. Which route, if you don't mind me asking, Nightshade? What house did I choose? This is actually my third playthrough, and we're doing Golden Deer. And it's probably going to be my final playthrough, because I've definitely gotten a bit tired of playing this game after 250 hours, so same route then. Nice. Constances. Do I still have that tab open for the tea and stuff? I do! I still have it open since the last stream. Hold on. Constance, so one of the DLC ones. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm probably gonna stop at 3 routes because I'm really tired of playing this game. Like, I have over 250 hours in this game. I'm getting really tired of playing a 70-hour JRPG where the first 40 hours are the same every time. So I'm probably gonna drop it after this route because I mentally can't take any more of this game after that all. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get into it more after the time skip because it's going to be like some new stuff that I haven't seen before here. Let's go ahead and host Tea Party, I guess. But like, I don't think I can bring myself to do a 4th one after the hundreds of hours that I already have in this game and how tired I've gotten of it. Of streaming this game. I've already taken a half a year break from it in the middle of the Golden Deer playthrough, so like, that says something about how much fun I'm having with parts of it. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't have hundreds of hours in this game if I didn't like it in at least, several ways. Apparently you like bergamot, rose petal blend, sweet apple blend, albinium berry blend. Here's sweet apple blend, like right there. And howdy Huck's Corner.
Share your tea with.
Oh yeah, she's super like gloomy because it's outside and stuff. Is the thing.
You ought not to have gone to such lengths.
She's super gloomy because it's outside and stuff. Also, because it's late at night.
Allow me to express my deepest thanks.
Because it's late at night, we have the doggy cam on back there. She's like really tired. She was laid the other way earlier, and her legs were like all spread out and sprawled out. She was really relaxed, but right before I started stream, she readjusted and turned around. But I mean, she also looks pretty relaxed. Okay, I have the interested topics over here. Close calls, you don't like that. Perfect recipes, you don't like that, I don't think. And I heard some gossip. Apparently you like that. Thanks, Serenus Forest. Thanks. Monastery security, you don't like that. Relaxing at the sauna, you Like that, apparently.
Weep.
Apparently so. Welp.
Yes.
Pass laughs. Doesn't look like. Shareable snacks. Apparently so. Okay.
I dare not allow myself the luxury of sweets. When I do eat them, it is only with the utmost reluctance.
That is not one of the ones that's listed here. I dare not. It's not listed here. Why isn't it listed there? Chat praise.
My mistake.
I swear it's freaking just so random and stuff. But yeah, your fiance and you had to get 2 copies of this game because we fought over who was gonna play it. That would have been freaking me when this game first came out. When my first 2 playthroughs, I was like super duper hyped about playing this game and doing like as much as I could. And the DLC as well. The DLC was really cool. I really enjoyed it. But then by my 3rd playthrough, that's when I started to get tired.
Better if we went inside.
Just want to see what you say for the different freaking thingamabobs. Tell me the other thing.
If you have a favor
Like,
to
I was
ask,
all
leave
over
it.
this game during
I
my
shall
first
make
2
myself
playthroughs and the
useful in
DLC,
any way you require.
which I all really liked. But it was by the time I started my 3rd that I was like, okay, this is a bit far, you know, getting the whole story with 3 playthroughs. Never mind doing 4. I don't want to do 4. Yes, this is indeed a DLC character. So once you do like the DLC side story, all 4 of the main DLC characters become available within the main story. So like we're doing main story stuff right now, but the DLC is like its own separate kind of save file and such with its own story. And once you clear that, then you just have access to like the 4 DLC characters within regular playthroughs, essentially. So I did the DLC before doing the 3rd playthrough, so we have access to them there. Are there any certifications I should particularly go for? I don't really care about perfecting characters as much as I did on my 2nd playthrough after I spent so much time doing it. So I'm probably not going to bother with it as much, I don't think. I mean, unless there's anyone that I particularly really want to, probably not going to use some of those characters. Oh, I got Sedith in the team now. I could always use Sedith as a thing. But yeah, can I ask what paths I picked on? Oh, Black Eagles there. Okay, Black Eagles was actually my first playthrough. And when I got to like the branching point of it, I actually didn't know like what was gonna be what. All I saw was the warning that it was like, oh, whatever thing you choose is going to like dramatically change the story. And I saw the option was like go with Edelgard or be like, no, I'm busy, freaking stay at the monastery. So I assumed that the one that was like stay at the monastery was going to be the worst one. Like the worst one, while go with Edelgard was going to be like the better one. So me being me, I wanted to like save the best for last, especially when this game first came out. I was pushing through it a whole bunch. So I chose the freaking church route without realizing that it was the church route. And then when Edelgard turned on me, I was like, huh? What? And I was so freaking taken aback. I was so stunned, and I had no idea I locked myself into that route. So, like, if I ever do a 4th playthrough of this game, it probably would be Maddening Classic again, and it'd probably be like a challenge run where, you know, I can only train flaws or something like that. Or where I always need to be teaching at least 1 flaw, because then it's like spicy and challenging, and I gotta get creative and stuff like that. That would be the only reason I can see myself going back to it. But I hear that apparently a lot of things with like the 2 Black Eagles routes go hand in hand anyway. Like apparently the final boss is the same and such anyway. Among some other things. Also, apparently freaking Edelgard's route is like the shortest route in the game, and it's like, oh, okay. Interesting then. Yeah, I think we'll just go ahead and explore in that case. But yeah, and Kuzma, sorry that you allows you to enjoy your time together. Sorry, that was a terrible joke. Don't worry about that. But wait, what's the? There's no support conversations right now? I'm honestly surprised. Let's have a look at the calendar. So there's gonna be 1 more free day, and then we're gonna have like the last map before the time skip. Is the thing. Your fiance was with Edelgard. You went that route. Nice. Yeah, if I had known that I was going to get like so tired of this game by the time I reached the 3rd playthrough, I probably should have just gone with like the Edelgard Empire route first, is what I probably should have done. So I kind of regret my decision to go with. I mean, I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was just like, oh, I'll do both routes eventually. Let's just do the one that's probably gonna be the worst one first. I appreciate the follow there, Genart, if I'm saying that correctly. So I was like, yeah, let's go with the one that's probably worse first. And, like, I haven't played Edelgard's route, so I don't know exactly what happens, but I assume it's a little bit better than the church route, because the impression that I had of the church route was that, it was pretty much just, like, lore drops and stuff. Here, have some seeds, I guess, and I'm not actually sure. I think the last time... Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and cultivate it. I think in the first playthrough, I went with Sothis just out of curiosity, what was gonna happen. I was like, wait, what? That's an option? And I was like, I don't like this. And I regretted my decision, but we got to see what happened anyway. I forget who it was in my second playthrough. I'm pretty sure I put it to, like, a vote in my Discord server. I think. I'm not 100% certain. I think it was a vote thing. Is a thing. Church is kind of golden tier, but worse. From what I've heard about, like, I don't know the rest of what happens in Gold Tier, but from what I've heard about that, yeah, I can definitely see that being the case. Hello, depressed lion. Welcome to me grabbing all the stuff and not talking to anybody except maybe the gatekeeper if we go talk to him and stuff. But yeah, you're thinking of Lorenz? Oh, gross. Why Lorenz?
Professor. Something to report. Unexpected.
Whoa, he has something to report though.
Apparently, this is the first time Garreg Mach has been invaded in its whole 995-year history.
That's a lot of peace.
It's my job to protect this gate. So even if enemies
This
come
gate
in
here?
droves, I will never let them through.
Like, I haven't used Lawrence
Let's battle
in
with all
previous
our might
playthroughs,
and pray we win this thing.
but I hear that apparently he gets, like, way better after the time skip. His personality seems super sweet to you. I hear that apparently he gets, like, way better after the time skip from what people have told me. So, like, we'll definitely see that situation after the time skip.
War is profitable, but dangerous.
Why is this one random lady just staring
I
like,
don't like
you
seeing
talking
people
over
I
there?
care about out there mixed up in
I
all
can hear you
this.
talking over there. What are okay, you're just gonna... Dang it, what game am I getting mixed up where ZR is the run button? I keep pressing ZR thinking I'm gonna, like, run. I don't know what game has ZR's run that I'm getting mixed up with, but it has to be something. I'm getting mixed up with something. I don't know what is the thing. Where am I going? We could go to the Amiibo Gazebo. Who did I go with on my freaking second playthrough? Oh, I remember now. I went with Dimitri. I started my first playthrough as male Byleth, then second playthrough was female Byleth, and then third playthrough was back to male Byleth. And then if I ever do a fourth playthrough, it would be back to female Byleth. And I remember people were telling me that apparently, like, if you go with Dimitri, then that, like, really wraps up his story pretty well, and they, like, talk about the final battle and yada yada, stuff like that. Let's go to the Holy Tomb. So yeah, second playthrough was Dimitri, because we got to see, like, the conclusion to his story through that. I'm gonna adjust the Dogi cam. Why did that take me so long to remember? Like, I was convinced that I went with, like, anybody but Dimitri, so I was, like, racking my mind for who it was. But now I remember. Now I suddenly remember. Dang it, why do I keep pressing ZR to run? But yeah, don't mind you just staying quiet for a bit while watching the stream if that's cool. Don't worry about it, Guzma. We only had the two things. No, lurking in streams isn't allowed. How dare you be in a stream and not say things? I can't believe it. No, I'm thinking. Think of Ash from Blue Lines. I know that Ash is definitely a bit of a fan favorite there. Like, I went with, in my Blue Line playthrough, Dimitri, just because, like, that wrapped up his story well and such. But I know that Ash is definitely a fan favorite, and I can see why from my playthroughs of this game. Use a gift option to increase your yada yada is the thing. I'm gonna go feed my doodles. We've, like, done this stuff before, so I'm not gonna, like, talk to anybody except for the DLC characters. I'll go down to Abyss to talk to them. What is this? I love how I keep collecting all their lost items but never bothering to, like, give it to anybody. Not like my previous playthroughs. Lorenz Raphael, freaking take the invisible meal from the no longer invisible dining staff is what we'll do. Enjoy the last little bits of, like, pre-time skip stuff. Just called you another 6 people lurking here. I know that there's some channels that, like, actually do call out lurkers that are like, hey, how, like, freaking say stuff, but I'm just like, why would you call out people who lurk? Like, if they just wanna, you know, relax and enjoy the stream without speaking up, then that's what they want to do. So usually I'm not the biggest fan of when people call lurkers, because I think that it's just kind of like a rude kind of thing to do, because it's like, if they want to lurk, freaking let them lurk. Let them just, like, watch and enjoy and yada yada. for people who do call out people who lurk, I am only okay with it if it's done in like a very specific way. Like for example, one of my favorite streamers, like one of my favorite small streamers, and also just one of my favorite streamers in general, like in terms of entertainment value, Bravery Arcade. He is one of the small channels that I know that does call out lurkers, but like the way that he does it is so like flamboyant and energetic and crazy. Like he has a bot in his chat that after a little while that somebody's been watching the stream, the bot will be like, so and so has entered the Bravery Arcade to tell their like legendary tale, and he'll just like go into his mic and he'll be like, I'm assuming their name is like so and so, he'll be like, so and so, welcome to the Bravery Arcade, where it was written in the Bravery Bible that you would appear today in the I can't do his freaking things. I don't need a trained Seth. Constance and Claude, huh? So like, there's situations like that where it's like, wow, if I'm lurking and I hear that, that makes me want to talk and interact, you know? Because the way that he does that is just like, you know, so flamboyant and out there. It's like, who is this guy? And he has so much energy and, you know, everything like that. Anyway, and for both roads to Linhart and Ferdinand, maybe Caspar, but I don't know about Caspar because your fiance has a mad crush on him. On Caspar, I didn't like Caspar in my previous playthroughs. Is there gonna be one that both of them can enjoy? Claude and Constance? I could just have like one or both of them not eat. I mean, Claude is gonna have to do that anyway. That's hilarious. How you ever thought about setting up something like that? No, I can't match his energy. I figure I'm just okay with, okay, I'll get something that maybe Constance is at least okay with, is the thing. I don't think I can match freaking, oh, come on, Bravery Arcade's level of energy. Like, Bravery Arcade honestly has to be like one of my favorite streamers in terms of entertainment value. And when I was looking earlier today at like my most watched streams over the year, he was in my top 3 apparently, and I was number 1 because apparently me having my stream open on the stream manager on this screen to like check the stream health and stuff like that apparently counts as watching my own stream. So I find it really funny how I got an email from Twitch earlier today saying like, oh, and I got Max stuff on her anyway there. I found it very funny how Twitch sent me an email being like, oh, here's your like report as a viewer and a streamer from the past year. The channel that you watched the most was Acoustic Harmonia with 1,246 hours watched last year, or 36 or whatever the heck. I was like, wow, Twitch, you didn't think about like not including somebody's own channel in like your top 3 list that you're making for everybody of like their most watched channels? No? Okay, well, I guess Twitch is a freaking perfect platform with no flaws whatsoever. My goodness. But yeah, we have to marry someone who's in your house XP, that's your challenge. Gotcha. Yeah, I think that's also like really fitting with like the story of each route in that case. I'm going to go to the Abyss and see what the DLC characters have to say and stuff. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I figure with my format, anybody who like lurks, I'm just gonna let them lurk. I don't think I can do something like Marv does. That's the name of Bravery Arcade. I can't match his energy of freaking, whenever new people do come to the stream, I always do try to be like, hey, welcome to the stream, welcome to the shenanigans, and be like welcoming and stuff like that. But there's no way I can match freaking Marv's pure crazy energy of being like, it was written in the Bravery Bible that you would make your legendary appearance today. Like, I love how he does it, but I can't do it. He's freaking great though.
You should too.
I love him as a streamer.
You got a death wish?
Yeah, I'll protect the students. You must really like watching your own stream. Like, I never go, well, I do go back and rewatch my VODs. You're giving me something? Oh, thanks. I do go back and rewatch my VODs sometimes, but not like all of them. Counting me watching my own stream is literally just this. Is my laptop having the stream open on the side for me to make sure that things don't die. Like, if something starts going wrong on this screen over here, then I know something's wrong with the stream, and then I can like tinker on my desktop to try to fix it. So as long as I am streaming, I'm also technically watching my own stream. So like, Professor, you know, there's that. Wouldn't blame you for watching your own content. Lol, it's pretty great though. I appreciate the reassurance there, Guzma.
I've got something to report.
I got something to report.
Oh, guess who was worried about Abyss and came by to check on me?
Yeah.
On us. Isn't that nice? It's just so nice.
My pleasure. Surely the church can spare one night to help you watch over this place. I'm not crying. Just don't worry about it, okay? Move it along.
I've said it before, but I love how in the main game, the gatekeeper is always like, "Greetings, Professor, nothing to report." And then in the DLC area for this game, the gatekeeper is always like, "Hey, you, listen up. I've got something to report." It's freaking great. Gotta go play me some Fire Emblem, have fun. Alright, appreciate you stopping by, Nightshade. Have fun with Fire Emblem, or Ire Emblem as I like to call it.
War will make things
Behind the
harder
scenes
for
look at the
us.
setup, that's pretty cool.
We're sure to
You
run
want
out
to
of
see the
food
actual
and
full
supplies.
setup here?
And there will probably be refugees to take care of. Not to mention what might happen if the Empire takes over and decides to redecorate.
No, don't redecorate with like Empire colors and stuff. Anyway, my full setup that I have here is 4 screens. So, the game is on the monitor in front of me. OBS is on the monitor over there, which like actually lets me manage the stream and like tinker with audio levels. Like if I wanted to just mute the game, bam, no more game audio, for example. So, also I'm glad you got the reference of the meme that I posted when I went live. Cam of the freaking Fire Emblem, "You're my dad." Yeah, that. So this is like a dual monitor setup with my desktop that I stream with, and that's what like my mic is connected to and such. And then my laptop over here also has a dual screen setup, except it dual screens into the TV that's above everything over there. So on the TV up there, I have my stream labels event list, so I can see all the most recent follows, I can see all the most recent subs, I can see all the most recent subscriptions, bits, everything. I can replay any alerts, like if I need to. Like if I clicked on this, we'd have that follow alert happen again, for example, that same one from earlier. So I can replay any alerts if like I missed them or they happened during a cutscene or something like that. My chat is over there, so it's like right next to the game. So I've seen a lot of streamers that have like a chat next to them or something like that. I've seen one where I don't know what his setup was because he had a green screen, but I saw this one streamer once where the chat was like on a screen behind him. So as he was playing the game, he'd be like, yeah, welcome to the stream, so-and-so, so-and-so. Yeah, I totally agree with that statement there. Yeah, I was like, what the heck kind of setup have you got to have like freaking chat behind you? That's like the worst place you could have it. So with the setup I have, it's like right directly beside the monitor that I'm playing on, so I can always see like out of the corner of my vision, like when things are happening in the chat. The only time that like I'll miss something is if I'm like really not paying attention, or somebody like types something and it looks really similar to something that was already posted. My brain just thought that it was like the same thing that was already posted. So there's that. Then across my desk, I'm like disorganized. I have my freaking Eevee mat here with all the evolutions except for Sylveon, since I got this before Sylveon was a thing. I won that in a freaking Pokemon card event. This is actually supposed to be like a Pokemon TCG mat, but I use it as a big mouse pad instead. That goes across my desk and such. So yeah, it's currently a weird kind of 4-monitor setup like that. If eventually I do away with my laptop and replace it with the other desktop, which is currently sitting under that pile of like winter padding, you can see like the kind of square box frame of it, of a desktop that doesn't work right now. But once I get it working again, once I get a proper graphics card to put in there to bring it back to life, I'm thinking that I'll probably replace my laptop here with another monitor and then have the second desktop be like the two things here instead. Oh, and there's like my light that, you know, gives me good lighting and stuff like that while I'm streaming, and like illuminates my face and stuff like that. So if I ever got the second desktop, then that would replace my juice fridge, which is right here, and I guess is at 44 degrees Fahrenheit. I guess that must be one in the States. My desktop is over there, along with my stream deck, where I have a whole bunch of secret buttons under my desk. And then I have my juice fridge over here, which you can barely see. So I can like, flash a light. That's my setup. Also, I have a lot of wires and stuff, and it's honestly a fire hazard. So, you know, there's that. So if I get that other desktop up and running one of these days, I plan on replacing this juice fridge with that other desktop. So I'm gonna have like freaking dual desktops next to each other and such, and it's gonna be a situation and a half, to say the least. Anyway, so that's basically my setup as I have it. I have like some instruments on the left, and so I guess I could show those too. That's where I keep my instruments, so I have my freaking piano, and my freaking Edward Kenway cosplay sword is on top of it right now, and then there's my acoustic guitar back there, along with the beanbag chair and my shelf with all my games. And a bunch of Wii games are missing right now because I lent them to my neighbors. So that's why there's a whole bunch of holes in like my games and that. Yeah, my juice fridge is in Fahrenheit. I don't know how Fahrenheit translates. Is 44 degrees cold in Fahrenheit? I assume it would be. It's gotta be in Fahrenheit there. But yeah, you should do a true tour because that little camera doesn't do that crazy setup justice. I mean, I could always go to like the freaking full camera layout like this. Is a thing if I took off my freaking headphones there. Essentially, my whole office space, it's a little bit disorganized right now. So there's a beanbag chair. I've got stuff all over the place right now. Ignore the freaking mess and stuff. There's the doggy, all relaxed and sleepy and such. I only just got the chair recently. It's doing me well so far. I have a lot of posters, even like off camera. This was a Legend of Zelda Symphony Majora's Mask poster. I have an AC Black Flag one there, some other things, and then it goes into the hall that like leads into the room and such. There's my game shelf with all my freaking games. I have a whole bunch of posters everywhere. Up on my shelf up there, my camera doesn't reach that high. This is as far as the cord. This is as far as the cord goes. I'm actually gonna pause the game because it looks like my voice might not actually be louder than the game at some points. I keep like all my amiibo up there and a whole bunch of box sets for things, so you can't really see them, but I keep all my box set kind of stuff up there. I keep a bunch of stuff on my shelves over there, and it's all disorganized. Hey, look, there's the freaking Luigi race car from the Mario Kart Live home circuit that I never continue with. A bunch of Pokemon Black and White posters. Keep some posters above the TV and stuff, and then that's basically it. Oh, and behind here is where I keep my Wii U. Oh, and some other posters, to say the least. Some other posters there. It's also red in that room over there because my gecko's heat lamp is on, so that's why there's like red coming from my bedroom. And then way back there is where I keep my Switch, in the freaking secret hidey hole. And there's like letters and stuff on my desk and a freaking thing of antibiotic cream because I have a stupid infection that's hella annoying. Anyway, let's see here. Let's switch back to the layout here like that, and I'll continue here. But yeah, let's see here. You can still see the set, which looks really awesome, but it's a little tricky to see it all out. Well, I hope that little tour there helped and stuff. And the Doggy 44 is cool, yeah, and you like that Mew one a lot. I have a couple Mew ones. Which Mew one? This one here? Over here? Because I have like one or two Mew ones around here. I have a couple really neat posters. I think one of my favorites is this one here, which if I go back into this again, this How to Train Your Dragon poster right here was actually custom made from an artist friend of mine. So it's like quite literally one of a kind, and it's really cool actually. I believe it was for my 20th birthday a couple of years ago that was put together, and I thought it was like the coolest thing ever because How to Train Your Dragon is my favorite movie trilogy and favorite movies in general. So that was really neat. Maybe one of these days the artist who drew this, maybe I'll ask him if like he's interested in drawing emotes or something, because he's a freaking awesome artist considering he does art from home as a living. The person in question who did that is our neighbors out at my family's lake cabin. So, considering he works at home and literally does art for a living, maybe one of these days I'll ask him if he's open to freaking doing commissions, if I can get him to draw like a thumbnail for the channel or something like that, because he did a really good job on that, and I think it's awesome. But yeah, is that a rhetorical question, Depressed Line? But just in case it's not, the Wii U was the console before the Switch for Nintendo. Just in case it's not rhetorical. I assume it would be, but just in case it's not. Just the last Nintendo console. Choo-choo, we got a premium tour of Harmonia's crib. That is so cool. What, the poster over there? I was freaking flabbergasted when I got that. I thought that was really neat.
I figured as much.
Yes, it was rhetorical. Alrighty, well I answered it just in case it wasn't.
If Garrick Mach becomes a battlefield, Abyss will have no choice but to get involved.
Byleth's face is the face of somebody who does not care.
He's got nowhere else to go.
Maybe he cares a little bit, but he's not very good at showing it.
I could smell a war brewing. And sure enough, here we are.
It smells like crap.
If Fodlan falls into chaos, I wonder if my debts will.
That post is so cool. You love that movie so much. Same. I freaking.
Just thinking aloud here.
I used to know how to play How to Train Your Dragon themes on piano. I don't anymore. I don't anymore. The only thing that I like sort of know how to play on the piano nowadays is something I've been practicing recently, being the theme Acadia. That was the thing that was made for the Pokemon 25th anniversary. That thingamabob. That thing. All those posters are cool as well. A lot of this is gathered up from like years of going to Comic-Cons. Is what a lot of this is. So, like, one in fact from a Comic-Con is for I could show this one here. One of my favorite ones that I'm just gonna pause this so I don't have to like speak over it. If I switch over to the only camera layout, but I switch it to the doggo cam since that one has more slack. One of my favorite posters that I got from Comic-Con was one where Charles Martinet, the voice of like Mario, Luigi, Wario, and Waluigi, was at. He was giving signatures at Comic-Con, so I got in line to get one of them, and wow, my cord is getting caught up in things. He did like personalized ones for everyone there. So like he asked me what my name was, and I was like, oh, Jake, and he was like, Super Jake, you #1. And he wrote like, he drew mustaches in front of a whole bunch of the characters, and he literally wrote out like these little speech bubbles in front of each of the characters and such, and it was cool. So I keep that in this little poster next to like a Mario poster. I think that's neat. Like, I'm not typically the kind of person who, let's put the doggy cam back, is what we'll do. I'm not typically the kind of person who's like, you know, interested in signatures and stuff like that. It's just like a person writing and stuff, you know. I just wanted to meet the guy, is what I wanted to do. Was the only thing. So, let's put the headphones back on and such. And I just gotta say, the way that he did like signatures, doing something unique for everybody, doing like these little drawings and all this fun stuff, it was actually really neat. Like,
the Empire would lash out so violently.
Yeah, crazy.
I shall have to reconsider my intended path towards restoring House Nouvelle.
Like, there's a lot of people who are like famous voices of certain characters who are at things like Comic-Con who are, you know, clearly there just to make like a quick buck and like do some signatures, yada yada, go home, call it a day, yada yada. But Charles Martinet, he was clearly there having a good time, freaking loving meeting people, taking photos of them, doing all kinds of different voices for people when they were like requesting him to say something or say something in a certain voice. He would gladly do it for them. Like, he was clearly there having like an awesome time. It was honestly really cool to see. Is there anybody that I missed down here? It doesn't look like. So, that's literally the only time that I've ever gone to like, you know, meet somebody specific at like a Comic-Con event. Because I was like, okay, I just want to meet the guy here, see what he is like. And he was so friendly. Alright, so yeah, we'll clear this chapter, like the time skip, and then we'll see what this other DLC stuff is. But yeah, Guzman, you're back out a clip of the tour. At least try to, because it can only go for a minute for you. Yeah, the Twitch clips, for whatever reason, are like capped at 1 minute. As the max, but now there's the clip of Harmonia's dream tour. My, oh my. Oh, I'm now noticing that, like, the professor's birthday is, like, a different color symbol than everyone else's thingamabob. But yeah, so there's my stories about that. And whenever I go to Comic-Con, I go as Harmonia. I don the hat, I don, like, the rest of the costume that I'm clearly not wearing right now, because I only do that during special events. And I throw on a green wig because I can't dye my hair in a I can't temporarily dye my hair green because my hair is too dark. I'd have to like bleach it, and I don't want to have green hair for like a month just for the sake of like one weekend cosplay. Doesn't sound like a good idea to me. So yeah, maybe I'll go to no, the hot springs aren't that important. I'm just gonna go do like faculty train. There's a quest from Sedith? But yeah, so that's basically like a tour of my whole setup and stuff. The one thing that I didn't show was the fact that my bedroom is right over there. So like this hall just leads into this office here. Whoa. That's like this whole office space that you can only reach from my bedroom over there. And the reason why there's a ramp in front of my bed is because the doggy's getting older and she struggles to like jump up there nowadays. So my dad and I built her that ramp for her to go up because it's a little bit easier for her because, you know, she's really unconfident with jumping up there anymore, so she takes the ramp. The original plan was to have the ramp like horizontally across the front of the bed instead of taking up like the entire hall space here, but she's not really that confident doing it from the side like that. So anytime I want to like access my leopard gecko who's around the corner over there where the cord doesn't reach, I need to step over this ramp. Is the thing, so it's kind of irksome, but I've gotten used to it over the past year. So literally anytime I need to go from like one side of my bedroom to the other, I need to step over this freaking massive wooden ramp thing that my dad and I spent like a weekend putting together for the doggy. But yeah, Gab, that's adorable. You love it. And oh no, poor Doogie. And that thing's freaking heavy. When I need to move that thing to like vacuum and stuff, it's hella heavy.
Professor.
This is why you put your
Any
bed in a
changes
corner.
to report? With the
See, I
Imperial
don't
army
really have.
drawing near, it is most vexing that we cannot relax and
I guess I
converse
would
as we
probably
once
have
did.
that option.
Thankfully,
But
you
like,
have the divine protection of the goddess on your side.
cool.
Please try to
I'm
listen
also
carefully
now
for
noticing that
voice.
I'm like much taller in comparison to you than I
May
thought
the
I was.
goddess's voice
I'm like slightly
reach you.
taller. I thought you were taller, honestly. But the thing, my bed is like very hard to move because my current bed is like, it is a very, like you can't see it around the corner there, but it is a very, very, very big bed. Apparently the story behind that is like apparently way before I was even born. Apparently it used to be like a water bed, and apparently the mattresses of those things are like way bigger. So when they got rid of the water bed and put in like a different mattress, they had to get like a custom mattress made just for that bed, because apparently that bed is like slightly bigger than king size. So like I kind of really lucked out with my bed there. So like I can freaking star shape like that and I have all the space in the world, and it's like, okay, that's a, you know, clearly more space than one person was typically supposed to have. So like, I quite like my bed, honestly. I quite like my bed. Hello, Lancer. We're like Fire Emblem, Three Stooges, am I right? I mean, basically. How's it going today, Lancer?
Protect Garrick Mach. Defiling the whole
What was with that long
was a
pause?
sacrilege. I will not allow such a thing to happen again. The Archbishop has already given you a new responsibility. I want you to rise to that honor.
All right, let's do the
have
quest.
something to ask of you.
I have something to ask of you. And Cam, your sister's bed is hard to move, yet she insists on moving it. Yeah, I don't think we could move that thing if me and a few other people tried. I mean, I guess we probably could, but it'd be an uphill battle to move that thing over. So like, you know, there's that. Cam, you're gonna get some rest. Have a nice strip. Alrighty. Appreciate stopping by hanging out, Cam. Hope you have a good sleep there. And Lancer, you just woke up. Oh, the duality of bad, huh? But yeah, what kind of mattress is it though? For example, the kind you have is a foam mattress. I think it's that. Actually, no, I don't think it's that. I have no idea. I think my mattress at the lake cabin my family has is foam. But I think that one's just, I don't know, whatever the heck standard is foam stand. I don't know mattress types. I can tell you it's not a water bed like it apparently used to be forever ago. It's definitely not that. We've been scouting the makeup of the Imperial Army, but much is still unclear. Any information you could provide would be a big help. Collect information on the Imperial Army, and Knight of Saros would have that kind of information. Okay. Let's do that. Oh, can I get like training from you and stuff? Apparently there's a way to beat Edelgard Castle fight with Golden Tear in one turn. My goodness, I wouldn't be surprised with like freaking rescue and warp and stuff like that, I guess. You know what, sure, I'm just gonna, yeah. I'll just do that. Oh, I could probably get faculty training from Rhea and such. We've probably seen this stuff before in previous playthroughs anyway, so like whatever. I'll get my brawling up. Great! Like Frosted Flake cereal. Hashtag not sponsored, but could be. Hope you're listening, Kellogg's.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, freaking train me in this. Yeah, I got you that super dope that you got a mega mattress. Yeah, I kinda really lucked out. This is like the basement of my house here. I used to be in a room upstairs, but this room here that my office is in right now was just like completely unused. It was like a freaking misc storage room, and that used to be the guest bedroom. Was the thing. Now the room that I used to stay in is now the guest bedroom. But like this was like a misc kind of storage room, like there was a few storage crates and stuff like that, and like an exercise machine and like an old freaking analog TV or whatever the heck the terminology for the old TVs or the old freaking box TV and stuff was in here. And that's all that was in here. And I looked at this and I was like, this room was like completely unused. With enough time and effort, I could potentially turn this into like a freaking dream game room. And now I, you know, have done exactly that. I have my own office space here. I have my freaking 4 monitors. I have a couch at the back there that was originally intended to be for like when I have friends over for me to play games with on the TV. But now it's sort of become the doggy bed. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? I mean, it's not like I exactly have a lot of people over anyway during COVID times and stuff like that. But that was the idea, was the couch actually used to still be in here. That was one of the things that stayed about this room when I changed it into the gamer. I was like, if I put a TV over there, that couch would be perfect for playing games with friends. And I have played games with friends from that couch, and it's been great and stuff. I am going to go ahead and switch back to the playthrough layout, if I can actually find it. There we go, jeez. So, I kind of moved my stuff down into this space and cleared out all the stuff that, you know, used to be here, because this room was basically completely unused for, like, anything useful. I was like, oh, a room that's unused? What if I made it into, like, the freaking game room of my dreams? And then I made it into the game room of my dreams, and then I became a freaking Twitch streamer, because now I have a space that I can freaking be loud in at 2 in the morning, like this is right now, apparently. Geez, time flies. Without having to worry about waking other people up, because 1, they're upstairs, and 2, there's soundproof insulation. So, like, I've asked before for anybody sleeping upstairs, like, do you hear me when I'm, like, getting really loud and, like, laughing and being, whoops, I didn't mean to level that up, and stuff like that while I'm streaming at, like, 2 in the morning, and they're just like, no, nothing, the freaking soundproof insulation we put in is doing wonders and stuff like that. I'm like, great. So now I can have the confidence to, like, stream without having to worry about, like, being a disturbance to other people. Like, if I became a streamer while I was still, like, upstairs, stuff like that, I have to worry about disturbing other people. I'd have to, like, maybe talk like this and, like, never really have a whole lot of personality, and just kind of talk as if I'm, you know, maybe playing games with some friends online or something like that, and I don't really want to disturb the other people around. You're not someone that I can get faculty training for, and I never get to, like, really express myself and be, like, all crazy and flamboyant like I oftentimes am. I'm just gonna go get some faculty training from Catherine, and, like, oh, did I hear some movement? I don't want to disturb anybody over there. Okay, back to whatever's going on here. All right, we're gonna go get some faculty. So, you get the point. Essentially, oh, I should have leveled up gauntlets. Essentially, if I didn't have, like, this stream room office, and I was, you know, in a space where I'd have to worry about disturbing other people at, like, 2 in the morning when I'm streaming, there's no way that I could be, like, flamboyant and excited and, you know, loud while I'm streaming and stuff like that. I probably wouldn't be a streamer at all, because I have, like, social anxiety, and I don't want to, like, disturb other people and, like, be a disturbance and stuff like that. Anyway, hold on. We gotta go through the, chat that I missed in order really quickly. I think it's Stride plus Warp on Claude. All that's left are the Catboy ears. Huh, what? That is probably to a different unrelated thing that I didn't hear, or that I don't remember now. Probably just something I said, but yeah, Stride plus Warp on Claude sounds about right for one-turning things, and Lancer Stride is definitely the dumbest thing in the game, and you love it dearly. Yep, Stride is very interesting. And Guzma, you know you're late to respond about this, but you mentioned earlier about dyeing your hair and stuff. Ever thought about dyeing it the same color as ends? Well, that's what I've tried to do for, like, cosplays, is I've tried to, like, do temporary dye options that are supposed to wash out, but my hair is, like, too dark, and it becomes, like, a weird mix of, like, brown and green. And I don't want to, like, bleach my hair and turn it green, because then I'd have to worry about, you know, being stuck with green hair for a month, and I don't want to do that for, like, a very brief cosplay. So now in the other room, I have a freaking green wig that I put on, which is unfortunate, because I already have, like, the perfect length of hair to match freaking N's length of hair anyway. So it sucks that I have to, like, tuck it all up, put it, like, hidden away, and then put on this green wig and stuff like that, and then, you know, brush and get the green wig as prepared as, like, I would my actual hair and stuff like that. But yeah, I think you need to organize all those wires. Yeah, you might not be wrong about that, Hawks. And hello, part-time. Maddening, if you want Break the Game God of Viscom, you can put it in the online shop. I have no idea what a Viscom is, but I'm pretty already just breaking the game as much as we have already. I'm alright with that. I appreciate the offer, but whatever the heck that is, I think we're just gonna, like, deal with Maddening's BS as is here, which, you know, is definitely a bit of a mess a lot of the time. What, a 9-range magic sword, 20 might? What the heck, is that something that's even attainable legitimately? But yeah, I'm just gonna play it, like, normally and such. I mean, we already kind of break the game with freaking Dancer Yuri with boots plus Kanto. So we kind of already break it with stuff like that. I mean, but yeah, and LOL ASMR stream time with Harmonia, when I was, like, going into my more silent, I completely forgot that I was in progress of a quest.
I cannot believe our negligence allowed the Empire to invade.
I can't believe it.
Vanguard probably
I can't
gathered
believe
her
it's not
soldiers
butter.
from Garreg Mach, intending to do this from the start.
I just want to hack the pillars from the dubstep map into a weapon? Wait, it's from the pillars in the dubstep level?
Little by little. They couldn't be
That's
better prepared.
incredible. I love it.
We'll have a tough time with this
man.
one, I'm afraid.
Imperial Army intel. Okay. That honestly sounds incredible. I mean, my goodness. Yeah, the Shambhala, that. I didn't remember the names from it, but it's more fun to call it the dubstep level anyway. I mean, if you put it into the freaking online thing anyway, like I mentioned, I do want to play this, like, legitimately and such. But I'm kind of curious to see it anyway. Like, if I got it, I probably wouldn't ever use it in, like, the playthrough. But part of me is also really curious to see it. So if you put it in, I'd probably take it and then just, like, leave it in the convoy and just, like, stare at it. Interesting. It's true that a lot of people have been coming and going as of late. Perhaps we could secure new information if we capture someone from the Imperial Army. You think? Thank you. That is quite helpful. So, like, if you did that, I'd probably never use it. But, like, part of me just wants to, like, revel in the magnificence of that. Honestly. But yeah, apparently the pillars are actually a unit under the map with a weapon. Huh, so I guess that's how they were programmed then, in that case. And I guess that's why that's possible in that case. So you were laughing your ass off when you found out there was a completely serious dubstep in your Fire Emblem game. Yo, when I went into that blind, like, when I went into that blind in my first playthrough, I don't know what my reaction was, but I remember I was freaking flabbergasted because that's like a year and a half ago now. Not using it in this run, so you're fine selling it. Well, I mean, if you have somebody that would, like, actually use it, like if there's another streamer or a friend out there that, like, says that they'd actually use it in their playthrough, then it'd be better going to them than me, or yada yada. But if that's not the case, then, I mean, I'll take it if you want. I'm kind of curious to look up my freaking old playthrough here. Like, what did I think about a freaking aggressive dubstep on my first playthrough? I want to look this up, because this was, like, a year and a half ago now. I kind of want to see what my initial reaction was, because that was forever ago. Thank goodness I archived my stuff. Is a thing. I'm one on a separate save. Gotcha. Hold on. I'm going to pause this briefly and turn on display capture 2. Hold on a hot second. Where was the dubstep? Like, my first playthrough was a 60-part series. Where was the dubstep? It was probably here. The City Without Light, right? Right, probably. And such. Hold on. If we skip past the thing, after preparations are done. Hold on, I want to see what I thought back then of the freaking dubstep. Hold on, let's skip to when I actually start the battle. Where's the aggressive dubstep? I want to hear it now. When do I start? When do I start the battle? I do a lot of preparations. Wait. So let's see here. Okay, it's not started yet. Okay, I was saving. Yeah. Freaking, what did I think about the aggressive dubstep? Because this was a while back now. Hold on. What the heck? And yeah, Thales here is dropping the beast. The base, isn't he? I'm immediately just like, what the heck? Where even is this enemy commander? Oh, look at my lighting and layouts back then. Gross. Commander's freaking thing anywhere. Gross. Ew, my freaking old square doggy cam thing. This guy's the one that's sitting on. Oh yeah, that's because I didn't know how to make both my cameras freaking 1080p back then, and one was stuck being a square. But I love how my initial reaction to the freaking dubstep was like, what the heck is this? Oh my goodness. You don't think that Shambhala theme was the most surprising song that you haven't completed Golden Deer yet? I mean, having been on the interwebs while this game has been out, as we know about, you know, things like God Shattering Star and stuff, and I haven't gone through through the full OST of this game. Golden Deer is the only route you've beaten because Three Houses did not make replaying the game a fun proposition. Yeah. When it comes to other playthroughs of the game, I would recommend the DLC, though. I don't remember if you've done that or not, Lancer, but the DLC at least is really fun with its own side thing. And man, the music in the DLC maps is something. And the freaking hard classic DLC maps are so dumb. You haven't? Well, it's good. I like it. I mean, one of the main appeals is being able to use the DLC characters, like, in the main game. But even just, like, the 10 or something hour DLC side story is stupidly challenging on hard classic, but the music is really good and I like it. But yeah, White Clouds being the same forever makes replaying annoying for some people. Yep. But New Game Plus can let you skip all the monastery stuff? I mean, it can let you skip like some progress and stuff. It doesn't... Is there actually a way that I don't think that there is. But is there actually a thing in New Game Plus that lets you just like go to the time skip? because as far as I know, there isn't. But if there is, then I may reconsider doing a 4th playthrough if it's that simple. I mean, you can just skip to the mission each month. Oh yeah, I guess there's that, technically. No, you wish. Yeah. Most different White Cloud's route is when all the blue lions are like, oh no, I'm related to this person, we gotta go kill. Yeah, the blue lions are definitely the most involved in the pre-time skip story, I gotta say. Like, that was the one that definitely stood out the most because, you know, it seemed like almost every mission that came by, like, the blue lions were related to it in, like, some way. So it definitely seemed like they were the most involved in the happenings of the pre-time skip kind of stuff. And there was also some interesting other backstory stuff that happened pre-time skip, like Dimitri's relationship with Idleguard? Holy crap, what? It's 2:30 in the morning, that's my excuse. Yes, Dimitri's relationship with Idleguard. Dang it, I'm gonna call her that from now on. And things like him talking about the tragedy of Desker and like him wanting revenge and stuff like that. Idleguard. But I was just supposed to have a route split in the time skip, but I got scrapped. I think that we were talking about that briefly in the last stream. Was it Lancer who mentioned it? I believe it was you, Lancer, who mentioned it during the last stream. I even think that 4 routes is too much. I think they should have stuck with 3, and I wish there was some way to skip like the first half, but like, what you gonna do? We have 1 lesson and then 1 exploration. We're gonna instruct manually. Listen up, all you brats. This is the freaking last lesson for the next 5 years, so you better pay close attention. If I see anybody on their phone, they're losing it for the next 5 years. So you better not be texting in classic. And Claude, I'm looking at you. Alright, should I just, like, level up Bo? But yeah, game was originally just Silver Snow and Azure Moon. It was? I mean, I don't know a whole lot about the kind of pre-production of this game and such. But yeah, I do feel like the thing that does hold this game back the most is just like the repetitiveness of the different routes. Like, we were discussing this last stream, actually, with something like Fire Emblem Fates, even if the freaking story of Fates sucks, at least you've got 3 completely different routes that each have their own stories and different gameplay styles, with Birthright being more focused on the more modern Fire Emblem games that are like kind of hand-holding and help you along and give you ways to grind and stuff like that, and Conquest being more based around like the classic games and being like more unforgiving and being like brutally hard and like really difficult to get through, and then Revelations of course being the mix. So even though the story of Fate sucked, it's different routes were actually like engaging to go and do the different routes and find out like about these different characters, do these different play styles, instead of having like basically the same, like you have different characters I guess in each one of these routes, but they all basically fit into relatively the same handful of like niches that don't really, you know, give enough variety to warrant, you know, having as much engagement as, you know, something that's, you know, much more different. But yeah, and depends on how you're gonna die in a bit, but y'all better pay attention or what? And yeah, Guzma, where you showed the screen earlier, where it shows all the notifications to you, does it also tell you exactly who is watching the stream or not? No, it does not. The most recent alerts are basically anything actively happening, like a follow, bits, subs, stuff like that. There is a way to check like a viewer list within like the Twitch chat itself, but it only shows a list of names of people who've like talked in chat. So you can't see anybody who's like watching in secret. You used to be able to, but like people complained about it and then Twitch got rid of it because they were like, yeah, if people want to be like super secret watching a freaking stream in a stream, they can do exactly that. So if you check a viewer list nowadays, at least I'm fairly certain, unless I'm losing my mind, it doesn't show anybody unless they've been like chatting recently, essentially. But yeah, wish there was more diverse maps, too many maps were shared across the routes. I agree with that. And Lancer, if you had the power to do so, you'd love to do a video essay on 3 Houses versus Trials of Mana, since you feel like those games have some things in common. If I'd played Trials of Mana, it's something that I'd consider doing. I'm probably going to do a video essay on this game at some point anyway. I have never played Trials of Mana before, so I can't do one that's a comparison, though. But yeah, Guzman, I hope you don't mind me going off topic for the short moment there. That's all you wanted to ask. Don't worry about that. It's not like we're doing story stuff now anyway. We'll have one more exploration, and then we'll do, like, some story stuff. But, like, while I'm just doing other stuff here, having other things to talk about and, like, distract me from the repetitiveness of the stuff that I've done 3,000 times is refreshing, honestly. So, like, sure, I'll give you that. But yeah, different characters doesn't mean much when everyone is flying.
Oh,
there is that.
Paid dividends.
Oh yeah, usually I turn off my cameras during these to like actually show everything that's going on, but like I stopped caring. Forcing Yuri into Wyvern Lord in your current run? So am I, but like temporarily. I am... Has he trained in flying at all? Wait, do I even want to give him that? He's training up axes. Maybe I'll just get him like Vantage and Wrath, rather than Vantage, Wrath, Defiant, Crit. Because you have to train up flying for... I mean, but I can just train up flying for him down the line. Because I think my favorite like skill build in this game has to be Vantage, Wrath, Defiant, Crit. As long as you have the range to counterattack, anybody who attacks you while you're under like a quarter health, you just immediately counterattack with 100% crit rate, and it's like the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. Like in our last playthrough, Dimitri literally counterattacked the final boss with 100% crit rate, and it was freaking hilarious, honestly. I couldn't... It was great. But yeah, also going Brawling Dodge Tank, Dimitri, and Fernanch. Nice. And yeah, Guzman, you didn't know much about Fire Emblem. Tried to get into it, have no idea what's going on, so I'll just keep it quiet while watching as all. Gotcha. Yeah, I really like Fire Emblem games for like their kind of strategy gameplay. A lot of Fire Emblem games that I play, I literally make Excel spreadsheets for to like plan out my builds. It's been a while since I've shown it on stream, but this game is no exception. Well, I see my freaking 3 houses Excel spreadsheet, and I organize it really well as well. Like I have like the character portraits and like their unique skills and yada yada. If I switch to here, I literally make custom Excel spreadsheets for various Fire Emblem games that I play, along with like the unique skills, all the unique portraits for everybody. So like I fully organize everything like that, so I have them all organized by like the house that they're in and such. And yeah, and then I have like some other plans and stuff like that down there. So to say the least, I am kind of a strategy mad lad when it comes to strategy games like Fire Emblem. I have quite a few spreadsheets for various Fire Emblem games kicking around on my phone that are typically span multiple sheets each for like different sets of characters and stuff like that. And it's certainly something. I can't wait to play some more of the 3DS Fire Emblem games and enact some of the spreadsheets I've worked on for that. I think my favorite game to make spreadsheets for is Fire Emblem Fates. Like the combinations that you can do in that game and the ways that you like combine stats for like the children units, which technically happens in Awakening as well, but there's way more options in Fates. I freaking love it. Fire Emblem Fates is definitely my favorite Fire Emblem game to make spreadsheets for, just because of like the sheer amount of like customizability and like different things. Like in something like 3 Houses, there's technically the most customizability since like anybody can go into like any class basically. But in something like Fates, you actually have to strategize like who is pairing off with who passes down what class to their kids, who is using their buddy seal with some other person to get classes and therefore the skills here. And it's like, I love that. I love freaking brainstorming that. I spend when like university classes were in person rather than online and such. Should I just give this to when university classes were in person and I was actually going on campus for my studies, while I was going to and from university on the train, I used to be on my phone freaking crunching numbers in my Fire Emblem spreadsheets. But yeah, and to I usually just play Fire Emblem to weep out. Yeah, I know that's definitely the case for a lot of people as well. I might need to scroll up to see stuff that I've missed here. Let's see here. Wish Balthus just took off his shirt post time skip. I definitely would not complain about that. And Shiny Samurai, if you've only played Fire Emblem Heroes and 3 Houses, I definitely recommend some of the 3DS titles then, because they were pretty fun. But gross, Fire Emblem Heroes. I used to play a bit of that game. I have like a +6 Nowy or something like that with whatever the heck the thing is that lets you counterattack regardless of range. So I technically have some pretty broken units in Fire Emblem Heroes. I haven't played it in forever. But have you used Vengeance Burnie yet? I've heard about it. I haven't used it before. Guessing yes, considering you make spreadsheets. I don't actually have a whole lot of plans on my 3 Houses spreadsheets. On my 3 Houses spreadsheet, it's mostly just like, oh, here's planning out stuff for like my current, so I have like plans in mind for like the Golden Deer characters. But otherwise, it's just like, here's the framework and like slots for me to fill in all my stuff. Most of it was just putting together like the whole format, so it's easy to like fill in when I want. But yeah, Guzman, that's super cool. Glad to you do want to start making notes when you play games. And Guzman, but yeah, I told you earlier you're halfway through 3 Houses but never finished it, but that's about all you played when it comes to Fire Emblem. I mean, 3 Houses is not a bad game to do like one casual playthrough of, even maybe two. Like I did two before I started getting tired. It was only starting this third playthrough that I was like,
Something I want to
yeah, I really don't want to play this game anymore by the time I got to the third playthrough. But yeah, the strategy in Three Houses basically, are you a physical unit? Go Wyvern, Magic Girl, Gremry, or Dark Knight / Flyer. Yeah. That's basically it. I mean, the thing about Three Houses is, like, it's supposed to boast, like, some of the most customizability in the series, since almost anybody can go into almost any class apart from, like, gender-locked ones, and you can, like, train them in whatever ways you want. But the game rewards you for training them a certain way. And it really rewards you for training them in ways like Wyvern Lord, or Grummery / Dark Flyer, or even Valkyrie in some cases, but freaking Dark Flyer is probably better anyway. But yeah, didn't finish Book 1 in Fire Emblem Heroes, as the story just got very tedious, and I don't even think it ever got resolved as far as I know. They just keep doing stuff. Maybe you can answer a question I've had for a while now. Why is it that men don't like women who are messy? Men have unrealistic expectations.
It seems like you just know everything.
Well, okay. I would hypothesize that, no. Okay. But yeah, Vengeance Bernie is stupid. She can kill the Death Knight at the beginning when he's invincible. It's Shamir's birthday. I mean, it sounds about right for freaking Three Houses. Okay, what kind of crap does Shamir like? What you like, I wanted to say but then I was gonna be like, and I freaking put them together and I said Shamir. The answer is you like crescent moon tea and chamomile. Crescent moon tea. Here you go.
You called, so I came.
Drink up.
My favorite tea.
Alright, here's just some topics.
Thank you.
Some of the builds in, like, a lot of Fire Emblem games, not just Three Houses, but definitely a lot of builds in Three Houses are, like, so wacky, and I love them. Harmonia makes a new Minecraft villager noise. No. Okay, let's talk here. Working together, you like that, apparently, according to the site here. Thank you, Serenus Forest.
Yes.
Equipment upkeep, you like that. Just notice both Three Houses and Fates have... That's one way to put it. That's one way to put it there. You're doing great work. Yeah, she likes that. Honestly, though, used to be a huge fan of Together We Ride from Melee. Used to listening to it almost all the time. But yeah, that's definitely a banger. If you're not super experienced with Fire Emblem games, then Guzma, maybe I'm gonna have to send you some freaking Awakening or Fates music or something like that at some point. Because, man, there's some freaking really good Fire Emblem music out there. Even some of the classic ones, like maybe some of the Game Boy Advance ones are freaking really good as well. Sniper Hanum and Magic Bow with Hunter's Volley smacks. I love the sound of that. Wait, I don't know what you said. Sip tea. It was the right answer. Cool. Observe, what do you have to say if I heard you stare at your dumb forehead? I don't know.
Quiet here.
Sorry for calling your forehead dumb. What else do you have to say? Tell me. I just want to see the dialogue options. Tell me. Fine, don't tell me. I'm out of here. Goodbye.
It was delicious. Thank you. I'll visit again when I'm free.
Well, after the next 5 years, because we're about to reach the time skip. Man. Well, you have one more free day. I was like, wait, there's another cutscene? It's the goals and stuff. Yeah, practice riding and stuff. Have fun.
Good job, if you ask me.
Pretty good job so far, just like Dead by Daylight, as the devs of that game would say. Shamir. I like sort of used Shamir a little bit in my first playthrough, but like I stuck like almost completely with students in pretty much all my playthroughs. War Master Hanneman and Dancer Raphael are the best builds in the game, 10 out of 10. I can see it. I want to do a seminar. I don't really care about any more certifications. If this was my Blue Lions playthrough, I'd totally be like battle to like beef up my units. But I stopped caring. I just want to freaking get through this game at this point. So, let's see here. Let's see everybody who would attend that. 3 of which are units I wouldn't use, so whatever. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and, yeah, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Raphael's the best personal ability in the game. I need to remember what it is. Because I took like a half-a-year break from Three Houses, and then only just came back to it recently. I literally took a break in the middle of my freaking Golden Deer playthrough. This is only like my second stream back. Because I had like space in my stream schedule to pick it up again. After I was like super unmotivated from playing it because of doing the first half over and over again.